Previously on Handbook for Mortals.
God, Mom! I just want a normal life where I won't stand out! Vegas, here I come! Toot toot!
Flash forward to a flashy theater/casino joint, and Zayd opens a large set of doors to assess the crowd of about 200 waiting around to see only her. I haven't done a lot of auditions, but it's usually akin to just like a standard job interview. There are just a select few there to assess you, not the whole damn ensemble. So like, the fuck? But all eyes must be on the self-inserts. Can't forget what I'm reading here after all. Zadelaide yaps at us about her knowledge on the backstage crew and them wearing show blacks and how handsome they are to her. Just nod and smile, she'll stop eventually. One of the crewmen stands out to her, and I'm already banking on this mysterious, confident, strutting crew guy to be a love interest. And then she just gushes at how good she is at reading people based on how they carry themselves. Anyway, she also notices how there are performers in full costume hair and makeup waiting there too. Does that mean they're squeezing her audition in right before they have to do their own show? That sounds just as unusual as the entire cast and crew there to watch some random broad. Also sounds uncomfortable as hell. I don't know diddly damn about this stuff, but my suspension of disbelief ain't extending this far. So, while everyone files in, the show's HBIC approaches. This dude's the infamous,
Wrong word choice there, Serum.
magician Charles Spellman. No relation. He's described as looking older, but still very handsome, like Harrison Ford. But with a name like Charles Spellman, my mind automatically jumps to Charles Shaughnessy, and you're not changing my headcanon there, book. After 2 Kindle pages of exposition on the guy, Zayd notices the much younger floozy on his arm. She was undeniably beautiful, but she looked extremely stuck up, and looked to be around my age. I can't stand stuck-up people. You can't judge her yet, I keep telling myself. She was obviously a performer as well. And I got the vibe instantly that she wasn't even one bit happy that I was there. She looked right at me and didn't even bother to fake a smile. She just gave me the look of death instead. Zayd ignores Floozy-chan and fangasms all over Charles Spellman. She name drops David Copperfield like he's the only other magician that exists besides Charles. Floozy-chan refuses to be ignored. Charles remembers her existence and introduces her as Sophia Austin, a lead performer.
And his girlfriend,
Sophia said coldly, and mean even. Okay. 1, you kinda already did judge her, or at least already established kind of a negative first impression based on that initial glance. 2, this is the first woman we meet that's Zayd's age, and she's immediately designated to be the mean girl. And it's played straight. We all just too old for this serious girl-hating girl shit. 3, and of course, because Zayd Laney is the author's power fantasy, she will almost always, giving a margin of error, be the victim in the right. Now, Zayd makes it a point in the next paragraph to tell us she's gotta work on her insta-judginess. Like, sure, okay babe, lay out your plans for character growth on us in the 2nd chapter. We don't need any sense of subtlety. That's fine. My basic penguin brain can hardly handle simple concepts as it is, like, shapes and, color, I guess. So, thanks a whole bunch for doing me a solid there, book, and spoon-feeding me. And after, just fucking way too much wordy descriptions, we get a dump of new characters. We got Mac Kent, age 29-ish. Sandy blonde hair frames his face perfectly, sparkly hazel eyes, slender and tall. Just the right amount of arm muscle. Worked for Charles Spellman for 11 years, now technical director, probable love interest. Zeb Zagan, age ? Probably close to Charles's. Thin and wide-set eyes and reddish hair. Worked for Charles Spellman for over 20 years. Soup's mysterious. Pete Trigger, age late 30s, early 40s. Average looking, has boyish round kind face. Head stage manager. Goes by Pete or Trig. Some fucker named Tad. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, why the fuck do they have such simplistic names? They don't even sound like names human beings would even have. Pete asks Zaid if he's pronounced her name correctly, and she's like,
Yeah, it's like Aid, but with a Z.
she internalizes how much she appreciates it when people say her name right, and hates it when people say it like Zod. I don't care how you pronounce La Annie's name.
Oh, bitch.
No. Now I have to be a spiteful asshole and make it a point to say her name wrong. She brought this on herself. And just because this book loves fucking with me, here's another new male character. Cam Carter, age, ? Just too fucking perfect looking, not a hair out of place with a bright white smile. Head rigger, too pretty to date. Probable love interest anyway? ? If these two guys end up being the love interest, can I point out that this wasn't well thought out? At least they seem vastly different enough to easily tell them apart. But this is just some really bad naming. Anyway, Sophia whines to Charles that he remembered Zadine's name, and he never remembers names. And he's like, most people's names aren't worth remembering, ha-cha-cha-cha-cha. And I never agreed with a sentiment more. Meanwhile, Demon Book spends another 5 Kindle pages describing the magic trick in the wordsiest way possible, and my eyes kinda glazed over a bit. To sum it up, Homie jumps from way up high, transforms the solid stage surface into a fiery liquid, splooshes, and reappears in a pool off to the side with her signature prop rose she specifically requested 'cause aesthetics. Cool. And of course, Zadafine gets a standing ovation from all 200 of the cast and crew. Sophia combusts. Obama is there. Also, I feel the need to state the obvious here. For someone who doesn't want to stand out, she had no fucking qualms with using actual fucking sorcery. This is breaking all sorts of magical secrecy laws. Someone please snitch on this dumbass bitch. That aside, here's a proper introduction on that fucker named Tad. Tad Fletcher, age late 20s, slightly stalker and shorter than Mac. Brown wavy hair and jovial eyes. Head of automation, Mac's BFF. Tells it like it is. His motto is, why take anything seriously? No one gets out alive anyway. Naturally good at most things. Let me pause again. I totally forgot about this, but Tad is the insert of Sarum's real-life buddy, Thomas Ian Nichols. This guy, you know, from American Pie and, like, the kid in King Arthur's court. And it's pretty easy to tell. Tad's the one-side character that's gushed over the most. He's Mac's BFF, an all-around good guy who worked well with everyone. Tad was the kind of guy to always tell it like it is. He never believed in sugarcoating anything. He'd always tell us that his motto was, why take anything seriously? No one gets out alive anyway. He said it often and meant it. Very little got him worked up. He was the epitome of easygoing. Tad was also one of those people who was naturally good at most of the things he tried. I often wondered if a lot of it had to do with his attitude. I've concluded that it must be that. And being born under a lucky star, I'd probably envy him if I didn't adore him so much. Calm, collected, sweet, kind, and confident cascaded out of his being. I would slowly learn that was Tad all of those things through and through, which is why he was so liked. Like, I get it. You can stop jerking off your buddy in front of me now. Thanks. For the record, Zadalina's fangasming over Charles Spellman wasn't even remotely this detailed. You're one of the greatest magicians of all time. It's like you, David Copperfield, and then everyone else. I was babbling and didn't really know what else to say. It's something I always do when I'm nervous, and the only thing that really makes me nervous is meeting important people. And this person was really important. Maybe the most important person I'd ever met. That's it. That's the extent of she does for Spellman. So anyway, everyone's losing their damn minds over how the fuck she did that trick. And she's like, ho ho ho! Little did they know such a skill is beyond that of mere mortals. It runs in my family. 'Tis gonna be harder to keep the secret from everyone. Sounds like a problem for future me. You are a dumb motherfucker. Anyway, here's another dude. Riley Watts, age, youngest member of the crew. Wide-eyed and youthful. Newest member of rigging crew. Very sweet, but lacked Tad's effortless confidence. Also, real quick, another girl kinda just appears, and I guess she's Charles Spellman's assistant. Nothing is said about her aside from her name, so she must be an important homely girl that's not a threat to Diva? Now that I think about it, I don't know anything about what Sophia looks like either. All the men have some kind of physical characteristic to work with right off the bat. Della, Zaidanini's mom, we're told looks just like her. Sophia's just vaguely beautiful, and Beth gets jack shit. Fantastic. Anyway, unsurprisingly, Charles hires Zaydessa immediately and gives her the best offer he's ever given ever. And she's like, yay! She's made herself a somewhat normal life. End of a chapter that felt stupidly long. Yes, some significant stuff happens, but it's just fucking overly padded. Everything's just so wordy. Zaydalin admits it herself. She comments to us that Charles never seemed to overspeak, which most people, especially me, are guilty of. No shit, Sherlock. Like, this is how she describes the theater. The theater is in the round, as it's called, meaning the seats circle the whole stage. That is also round. And the seats closest to the stage are basically level with the stage. The rows get bigger as they go up, and the farther from the stage they are, the higher they are, which means the stage is at the bottom of the row. It was designed that way so there would be no bad seat in the house. You know, like a stadium. So this entire goddamn novel is going to be mostly internal monologues. I just fucking know it. Fantastic. This is great. Perfect. That's just what I wanted. And this is a hefty fucker too. I think I might have made a mistake in doing this. Yo boy. I'm gonna take a shot of hater right now.